Hi, my name is Tim Bowers and I'm Head of Training at Pencil. In this module, I'm going to walk you through how to use the new Bias Breaker V2 inside the platform. We'll cover where to find it, how to customize it, and show you how it works with real examples. First, we're going to start off in the AI Governance panel. Here you can see the Bias Breaker settings. You can turn Bias Breaker on or off at the platform level, and this lets you control whether bias correction is applied to your image generations globally. By default, it's set to off, so it's up to you and your project whether to enable it. Next, let's look at how you can customize Bias Breaker. You'll see a dice control here. This allows you to adjust how strongly different representation features are weighted in your outputs. The options include gender, ethnicity, religion, disability, sexuality, which activates on trigger words such as couple or family, and body and appearance. You can increase or decrease weighting for any of these, so if your brief requires more focus on, say, body diversity or inclusive beauty, you can turn that dial up. This gives you full control over how Bias Breaker is applied and supports in creating more inclusive and intersectional representation. Now, let's go to the Improve Settings panel. Here you'll see an option to turn Bias Breaker on for your current generation run. This lets you apply Bias Breaker even if it's not turned on at the global level, or turn it off for specific runs if you need more control. Again, it's all about giving you flexibility depending on the brand, the project, and the creative intent. Finally, let's see how it works in practice. We're going to run a few different image generations, and then we're going to apply Bias Breaker to apply those randomized characteristics. First of all, we've got a close-up image of a hand. So this might be used in marketing of cleaning products, for example. To start with, we have no additional characteristics in here, just hand. On our first roll of dice with Bias Breaker, we've randomized in ethnicity characteristics and an appearance characteristic with the tattoos. On a second roll of dice, we've introduced age group, ethnicity, and gender. And then on a final roll of dice, we've again got age group, ethnicity, and gender, and then an additional appearance characteristic added into our prompt. We've then got an example targeted at the beauty market. Here we've got a deliberately vague prompt. This is very gender and race neutral. When we apply Bias Breaker, we first of all randomized in age group, gender, ethnicity, body, and appearance characteristics. So lots of those randomized dice have been activated. On this example, we have age group, we have gender, we have ethnicity, we also have a disability characteristic added in, as well as an appearance characteristic. Then, on our next roll of dice, we've got a different age group, gender and ethnicity, and we have body type randomized in. We then have age group, gender, ethnicity and religion, with appearance and clothing relating to the religion, and then appearance characteristics. Finally, in this beauty category, we've randomized in a different gender, so we have a man in this one, and this can be affected by weighting. So here we can upweight female relative to male if that's our target. We've added in ethnicity, and we've added in both body and appearance characteristics. Next, we're going to look at group images. So again, we're looking at lifestyle imagery, and we've got a prompt here that doesn't use any particular characteristics. We've just got a small group of people. When we apply Bias Breaker, we end up with a detailed list of a very diverse group of people. So for each person, we've randomized in those age group, ethnicity, appearance, gender characteristics. As we go through each of these, you'll see that this gives us a totally different group of people every time that we apply the bias breaker. So here we've got different ethnicities, different genders, different physical characteristics coming in. Another example here, it's applied to group characteristic this time in terms of that age group, 25-year-olds, but then different ethnicity and appearance characteristics for each member of the group. That's also applied in this roll of dice. We've got a shared gender characteristic as well as shared age group, but then those individual characteristics per person. And again, in this final example, we've got 3 men with a shared age characteristic, and then our diverse individual characteristics between each of them. Our last example here relates to a couple on a date. So this is very much lifestyle imagery. This is also where our trigger words are going to come into play for sexuality as a dice. So here we've started off with randomization of 2 people with their genders and their age groups, and then appearance characteristics for each of them. Our next one is showing a different sexuality. So this time we've generated in 2 males. We've got our age groups, we've got different ethnicities, we've added in a disability characteristic for one of them and appearance characteristics for the other. Then we've got a male and female couple, again randomizing in different ethnicities. We've added in physical characteristics for appearance, and we've added in a disability characteristic as well. We've brought in next lesbian couple, so we've got sexuality explicitly brought in the roll of dice. We have body characteristics and appearance characteristics as well as age group applying to both of the couple. And then we've got couple brought in, and again appearance and disability characteristics added into this, as well as a collective age characteristic for both of the couple. So that's it, a quick look at how to use Bias Breaker version 2 inside the platform. Remember that you can access and turn Bias Breaker on or off in AI governance settings, customize Bias Breaker weighting to match your brief, apply it selectively within Improve, and most importantly, test and adjust as needed. Bias Breaker is here to drive inclusive and intersectional representation within your creative work. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see what you create with that.